This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Babano, is going to join us. I don't know. I was at the Super Bowl. I've been on the road for the last 2 weeks. And I guess evidently Babano's Twitter has been hacked a couple of times.
Really?
I shouldn't laugh, but I don't know why, him of all people. But
why would his Twitter get hacked?
His Twitter got hacked once, and they got it back. But then it got hacked, and they started saying crazy things on his Twitter. And then it started pimping crypto cams and stuff. And so Babano has a new Twitter account, Babano Bets. We'll get to the bottom of this with him tonight. So Ian Cameron's going to join us. 97-83 right now. Golden State starting to pull away a little bit. So I like these parlays. So we should note though, the Bruins don't have a big lead. They're only up by 2 points. They're up by 2 points on the Florida Panthers. Other divisions. I love this Dodger play at minus 400 though. It's too low, that number. So I'm just going to hammer the Dodgers to win a division in a million parlays with different teams. I'm trying to find a slam dunk. George, who besides the Dodgers is a slam dunk to win their division in baseball?
I was just going to ask you the same damn question. All right,
if you look, it's not easy. There's not another division easy to parlay.
I would say Baltimore.
I got that. That's one of my two choices.
I was thinking Minnesota.
No, you know what? That division, some teams are getting better, though. Minnesota's always
it's so bad, that division. It's bad.
Dude, when you're betting on AL Central futures, that's like Russian roulette, man. It's dangerous.
I like that. Dodgers Twins. Yeah, I'm going to do a Dodgers Braves. Yeah. But, okay, Detroit, they're on the uptick. Everyone liked Detroit win total last year over 77.5. It didn't even get there. Are they really going to be that much better now? They're going in the right direction. Shout out to everyone joining us on Sirius XM. Let me quickly look at the divisions here. I wanted to do the hockey, but we're just
Kansas
sort of looking
City's
at the
getting better, too. They're not going to win the division,
right,
but they're better.
What about the Pacific in hockey? Are the Canucks going to hang on to win this division, Cam? They're minus 200.
I don't like the price, but yes, the Canucks can't afford to fade. Edmonton is awesome. I know they're on that little heater, but they still are not a perfect hockey team. They got a 10-point lead,
bro. Yeah, the Canucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know the way hockey is formulated, too, guys? They have to. The only way you catch games is winning in regulation. Yeah. It's always easy to get a point.
Dude, the last game the Canucks lost, they lost in overtime. They got a point. Even when the Canucks lose, they always get a point. They only lose in overtime.
You got it.
George,
the Oilers have a whole bunch of games in hand, but they're 15 points behind. Even if they win all 4 games in hand, they're still 7 points behind. Yep. Right, they're not catching. No, the Canucks will win that division, I think, fairly easily. It may not be by 10, but they'll bring it home.
All right, Canucks. Let's see what a Canuck Bruin parlay plays. Ooh, plus 143.
I got one that we don't even have to screw around with. You love your Dodge, do a Canucks Dodgers one, and that's a fandom parlay as well. See,
and it's a good money parlay.
There you go. I'm reading the tea leaves.
What's the number? It's
only going to be minus Dodgers, 120 or something like that. It won't be high.
The West Coast special, minus 115. Canucks and Dodgers. You got a 10-point lead and the Dodgers to win a division.
Minus 115? That's a beautiful bet with 5 cents more juice. Regular VIG. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a good bet.
I'm going to place this bet. I'm going to the Canucks and Jet game on Saturday, too. It'll be a good start with this bet. Let's go. Add some points to the total here. All right, let's get we always have fun with Lisi's clip today. Lisi's commenting on the San Francisco 49ers firing their defensive coordinator.
Wilkes out as the defensive coordinator with the 49ers. I already gave a couple times.
That's right, Carver.
He didn't give much up the first 9 drives of that game to Patrick Mahomes. Plenty of opportunities for the Niners to build a lead, and they were not able to do it, Joe. But I do think we can't just look at it in that sense, like he's blaming him for the Super Bowls or whatever. I think this was an all-year situation where he was brought in. Maybe they didn't get along or they didn't mesh well, different philosophies, whatever the deal, because they had that thing earlier in the year, Joe. Remember, they moved him from the booth to the field. They were finding all these other excuses why the defense wasn't playing well. I think this was kind of an all-year thing, Joe, not a Sunday thing.
It's possible, Carver, but it's also possible that Shanahan, made the decision because we always say when you start firing coordinators, it leads to the head guy eventually. So it looks like he's making some changes. We talk about it in college all the time. The first people to go are the offensive defensive coordinators. And then guess what? Everybody's staring at the head coach and saying, you're the guy. So there is no margin of error anymore. They are still the front runners to win Super Bowl 59. I can't believe it, but they are at 5-1. So everybody's going to be looking to Shanahan next year. They don't get there, he could be on the hot seat.
I love Lisi. This guy's the best.
Looks like Joe's still recovering from Vegas.
Sure does. I'm like, whoa, man. Well played.
Hey, I think there was issues with Wilks and Shanahan, but at the same point in time, it's also a good way to change the point and the topic that Shanahan's a big choker in these big games. Huh?
Excellent point.
Dude, they held him to 3 points in the first half. That's on to you, Shanahan, and give your team a damn lead. Should have been up 17-23. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
And shout out to everybody joining us right now, Level 3. Shout out to our AM radio affiliates, including the great Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio in the house, SoCal, kicking it. This is SportsRage, the picks, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bus, and everybody else in between. I am Gabriel Morency. George Kurtz from the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network with us just for a couple of more moments. And Cam Stewart in the house for the final hour of the program as well. We've got Ian Cameron going to step up and in. We got Cam's Genesis Invitational Golf Picks. I want to get everybody caught up to date with the NBA All-Star Weekend lineup and festivities as well. So the fallout from the Super Bowl was that Steve Wilks got let go by the San Francisco 49ers, but obviously all that has been overshadowed by the tragic shooting today at the parade. And unfortunately, a mother of two, 40-year-old local DJ and a talk show host, is the one that has passed. And it was a tragic day for the Lopez family, as one of the sons was shot and one of the young cousins was shot as well. Fortunately, good news from the hospital in Kansas City is that there are going to be no more fatalities, that everybody's expected to recover. Doesn't mean that there's not a long road ahead, but just a tragic situation, George Kurtz. That it goes from a celebration and a story about how funny it was about how drunk Travis Kelce was to a mother not going home, like after going to celebrate the local team winning. It's just like ridiculously tragic and senseless.
It absolutely is. As I'm a father of two, married for 20 plus years, and every time my wife tells me she's going to New York City, to go see a play with the kids, I worry. Always worry about something stupid. There's nothing you can do about it, right? Nothing you can do about it, and I always worry that something like this might happen. New York City's actually almost safer than a lot of. I know people always think, about this, but there's so many cops everywhere and stuff, and they're always, there's so much security in New York. Not that stuff doesn't happen, but I understand. I mean, that's the sad thing. It can happen anywhere, at a movie theater, at a mall, in a bar, at a parade. Just absolutely stupidly tragic. This is Sports Rage.
Over $200 million in the state of New York in sports betting, half of that going to the state. All thumbs up, I guess, across the board here, right?
Yeah, New York just continues to be the standard bearer for the industry. People are betting a ton on NFL. We've still got March Madness coming up. This is really the prime time for the U.S. sports calendar with the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl, and then, college basketball, NBA, NHL in full swing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
You a hat guy? Oh, I've got hats. I've got a jillion hats. I hear I don't have as many hats as you, but I don't. You don't. I have a hat bag. He has a hat bag. I have a hat bag. I carry this around. That's not a purse or man bag. It's a hat bag. This is it. Look, I love it. I got to go everywhere. Hey, by the way, the whole Randy Moss receiver versus Randy Moss TV guy, the mistaken identity, and all that. How can you confuse us, right? He's got hair. He's got hair, and I don't.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Scoring 19.7 points per game, 13.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. How can a center that is top 50 in scoring, first in rebounding, 7th in assists, and 8th in field goal percentage not make the All-Star team? That is such a huge snub for Domantas Sabonis.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
That's been to a sporting event. The atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. 103.94 right now with 9:36 left in the basketball game in San Francisco. Tyronn Lue has just been ejected from the game. And there was a near, I don't know, like there's a lot of smack talk going on. I don't want to say there was a near fight, but there was some sort of players being separated. Yet, I don't know if it's just me, but networks don't seem to show replays anymore of anything ever.
No.
And
they don't.
I was going crazy during the Super Bowl, actually. They would call a flag, and we'd never see what the flag was for. They wouldn't show replays. I thought that, I'm just going to say it just quickly about this. I thought that the production was terrible of the Super Bowl. Like, the replays were bad. They didn't explain things. It just seemed sloppy to me. Like, the halftime show ended, boom, like the second half started. There was no, like, hey, by the way, we're coming back. Like, I just, I thought, I was like, wow. And I was live during the game on the air, and I was like, where's the replay? And there were like big plays that they wouldn't show the replay of, Cam. Like, seriously. Like penalties, and like they weren't showing a replay ever. They would just babble on.
We worked in TV. They missed their cues. Replays were half. Choppy.
Oh, they missed the play once? You're right. We came back and missed the run play once from the break.
I'm like, is this the D team? Like, this is the Super Bowl, man. It was
the
like a bunch
angles,
of kids from community.
You notice that?
Oh, yeah, the camera guys were
every
drunk.
Every Super Bowl, you notice, guys, it blows you away normally.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when the other networks, NBC or Fox does it, it's like, whoa, oh my God, they got this drone camera over the quarterback. It makes me dizzy, but it's new and it's like, whoa, right? Like they roll out new toys. CBS, man, it was like Murder, She Wrote, like the old days. Like his grandma's network cam. Like, no, we're not using any of those fancy stuff that we have. Like, we're just gonna keep this safe. Let's just keep it safe. And like,
it was
like,
the doctor.
It's like, come on, man. Yeah.
In the pantry.
CBS is like your grandparents' favorite network. Coming up next on 60 Minutes. They had golf, 60 Minutes, and Murder, She Wrote.
Hey, leave golf out of this. That's a clean production. The Super Bowl.
They still do have golf.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Sunday night CBS schedule is now. I'm assuming that it's a CSI something from some city. Let's bring in Ian Cameron. Babano Bets. What's going on, Babano? How you doing today?
BB.
Gabe, I'm telling you what, you hang with Dan Patrick on Friday, and now you're back here with us. What a come down.
hey, Babano, speak for yourself.
Yeah, don't denigrate yourself like that. But that was pretty cool. That was something that just right place, right time. You know what I mean? Like that. I was on the set when Dan Patrick happened to walk on ESPN for the first time in years. And it's funny too because when I was backstage, like I was told I was going to be on at like 12:30 West Coast time, 3:30 East. I think I might have been on like an hour and a half after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and you have to show up because you don't really know when you're getting like, you know what I mean? So I'm already in the building, but like I'm there. So, but I'm like sitting there and I was laughing, Cam. So I walk in and Gene Steratore is on. So I meet Gene Steratore of all people. So I'm like, how you doing? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I think I've said a lot of things about this guy probably on Twitter. But I'm like, how you doing, Gene? Nice to meet you.
I have too.
I'm thinking like, so then I sort of got a kick out of it. I'm like, man, I'm coming on right after Gene Steratore. This is funny.
Wow.
And then they tell me, no, Michael Lombardi's coming on for a couple of minutes, right? And Michael Lombardi comes on. Then they're like, then I'm like, I'm thinking, all right. And at that point, I'm like, man, I've been here a while. And I look up, I've been here like an hour and stuff, right?
Pat's not going to leave you hanging.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in the green room, and then Terry Henry walks in, Cam, of all people.
Amazing. Wow.
I knew I wasn't going on before Terry Henry.
No.
So Terry
International
Henry walks in. He's got like an entourage and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like no one knew who he was. They were like, can we help you? Like, dude,
Are
like
you
a
kidding me?
security guy backstage said to Terry Henry, can we help you? And Terry Henry got like offended. He goes, I'm Terry Henry. I'm here for an interview. And I got up. I'm like, bro, that's Terry Henry. He's like, he's on the show. And so Terry was sort of like, whatever. And it's funny. I'm backstage, Cam, so I can hear like in the room, and I can hear like the yelling at Pat's here. He's won the Champions League. He's the World Cup champion.
Yeah, I'm feeding him. Yeah.
Pat's like
That's
sitting there
so
like
good.
thinking like effing soccer players coming out here. You know what I mean? So like they're yelling like he's won the World Cup. They're yelling all this stuff. It was really funny. So Terry Henry was on. So that was pretty cool. I came on after Terry Henry, which I was pretty stoked by. But it was just my timing that I was there so long. And then boom, Dan Patrick came on, which was super, super cool. And I got a gift as well. I was at the right place at the right time. The Bump Box crew, radio crew came up and started giving away gifts to everyone on the set. It's life is a high roller, Cam. You get free gifts when you're on the McAfee show.
What'd you get? What is it?
It's like a mini boom box. I'll get it at the next break. I'll show you. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
I need.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to tell you, Morency. My CD player broke the other day, just cranking out the oldies. I'm gonna get a turntable, man. I'm a loser. Like, who has a CD player?
I'm gonna get one of those Bluetooth turntables. That's what I have. Bluetooth turntable. It's pretty good, actually.
Listen, I'm a musician. I'm embarrassed to admit. Like, I listen to music on a stupid computer on YouTube a lot of stuff. It's pathetic. It's all tinny.
All I have is albums.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got 20 crates. My brother left me like his Iron Maiden albums and stuff. So I got vinyl.
Oh, you gotta get a nice turntable,
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that's what I need. A nice Techniques, like a good quality turntable
type thing. Get a nice
you got it, brother.
Get some nice speakers.
Might have to drop a couple dimes, but it's worth it, man. For the vinyl, love the sound of vinyl, crisp.
Everything goes retro again. Like it sort of goes. No, I'll get it at the next break. It is pretty cool, and they're only like $100. The one I got, like, there's ones that are like 300, 400, but I was actually thinking about getting something like that actually, because I was thinking I can't just listen to music on this crap all the time. I listen to music on Alexa too sometimes. That's not terrible sound, but what do you listen to music on, Babano? Your computer? Or you have a sound system?
Computer, Spotify on a phone app, or a tablet or any kind of device.
That's not good
like
sound quality, though. Like, you're not getting the full, like, you know what I mean?
But I have a Bluetooth record player, turntable, and I'll use that and I'll bust out the old albums there. We've got CCR Greatest Hits. Yeah.
CCR Greatest Hits. I love you, Babetto. You're like my old man going to a hockey tournament. Want to hear some Rolling Stones hot rock from CCR? I love it. But Gabe, I'll tell you this. I went to the store and it was the best because the guy knows me, whatever. I go, hey man, you got a CD player? I see them all laughing. Like, they don't sell CD. I got like 9 milk crates of CDs. What do you want me to do?
I have Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die, his first album on vinyl.
Oh my God. Do they make CD players still for people who have CDs?
I'm sure online on Amazon you can buy one. I'm looking at it right now.
Pathetic.
Record players and turntables.
Panasonic
you can still buy them.
Nice one too.
I gotta tell you, like bands and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking here, Cam. Like the cheap one. Here's a cheap one for $300. Another one is like $599.
What company?
Oh, you know what? The TIAC. I used to have this TIAC.
Oh,
It's not that
TIAC's
bad,
fine.
TIAC.
No, TIAC's are
Hey,
fine.
$199, Cam.
Sold. I got to go. No, you sold me, man. When that thing broke, I go, this is time to address to a new life. Get in the game, get better. Yeah, it's turntable time.
Yeah,
it's memories of being a teenager.
You know what the problem is, though, Morency? To your point, we'll get to the sports. When you buy records now for bands that I like, the albums are $69.99, not $5, because it's hard. Like, people buy vinyl now, and it's hard to like really rare stuff. Like,
you have to
if you're a band,
yeah.
If you're a band, you can't. There's like a 1.5 year waiting list to like get a vinyl record made. Like even if you're like Metallica or something. They're not a great example because they're so rich. They could say we'll do it ourselves. Like they could do it. But I'm just stating, like I saw like even Madonna, like big acts type of thing. They like the nostalgia of it as well about having a record. People like that. That's what people miss, having a record cover. That's what used to sell records, guys, in the store. Right? That's how I listened to Motorhead. I was like 10 years old. I looked at these guys Motorhead and I thought to myself, these guys can't suck. They look too cool. Yep. You know what I mean? Their record cover, they were standing with Ace's face.
Record covers are artwork.
Like, these guys are
beautiful.
Yeah. Like it made you, like when you were a kid in a record store, that's what you bought. You bought the record. You're like, oh, look at this cover.
Right.
Over $200 million in the state of New York in sports betting, half of that going to the state. All thumbs up, I guess, across the board here, right?
Yeah, New York just continues to be the standard bearer for the industry. People are betting a ton on NFL. We've still got March Madness coming up. This is really the prime time for the U.S. sports calendar with the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl, and then, college basketball, NBA, NHL in full swing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
You a hat guy? Oh, I've got hats. I've got a jillion hats. I hear I don't have as many hats as you, but I don't.
You don't. I have a hat bag.
He has a hat
bag.
I have a hat bag. I carry this
that's
around.
That's not a purse or man bag. It's a hat
ridiculous.
bag.
This is it. Look,
I love it.
I got to go everywhere. And by the way, the whole Randy Moss receiver versus Randy Moss TV guy, the mistaken identity, and all that. How can you confuse us, right? He's got hair. He's got hair, and I don't.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Scoring 19.7 points per game, 13.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. How can a center that is top 50 in scoring, first in rebounding, 7th in assists, and 8th in field goal percentage not make the All-Star team? That is such a huge snub for Domantas Sabonis.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
That's been to a sporting event. The atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. We got a game, man. The Clippers aren't going away. It's 1-0. Ever since Tyronn Lue got kicked out of the game, it's been a very mouthy game, which is kind of fun, actually. They're going into the All-Star break. These two teams have never liked each other. The Clippers are on a 7-0 run in the last $1.55 here. I'm on the Golden State Warriors on the money line. So I want Golden State to put some points up on the board. Klay Thompson's been playing better basketball as of late, even though he just bricked a 3. Curry gets the rebound. We'll keep our eye on this. We've got money on the Fresno UNLV game as well. We're on the Fresno State Bulldogs plus the points. They're now losing 43-39. It's UNLV are minus 6.5 right now, and I've got 5 with Fresno, and I've got over 138. Oh, Clippers cut the lead to 2, and the in-game total right now is 136.5 in the UNLV Fresno game. So it's right on the number. We'll keep our eye on this. We were sort of throwing some futures out there earlier with George Kurtz. But now we have a bunch of new audience joining us for the final hour of the program. Right now, Ian Cameron in the house with us, and Ian bets a ton of hockey on a daily basis in the National Hockey League. And Babano, we were looking at the NHL futures, division futures, because it's not there's playoffs around the corner right now, and there's division prices up. And we started off, we didn't get into it too in depthly, but we started off with the Atlantic Division. The Boston Bruins have a 2-point lead on the Florida Panthers. They're minus 160 to win the division. The Panthers are plus 145. I guess you could argue just from the fact they're only 2 points back that there's value with the Panthers at plus 145. But are they actually going to win a division, or are the Bruins going to win the division? Who do you think wins the Atlantic? Stanley C. Panther?
Florida Panthers.
Yeah, Panther.
That's who I think is going to win it. Look, if you're going to bet the division futures, that's I don't want to lay it with Boston. Boston has looked a little out of sorts here since the All-Star break. They didn't play well against Calgary. Jim Montgomery said they didn't play well against Vancouver, and I kind of agree. They capitalized on a Canucks team that was brutal that night, gave up 2 shorties. I don't know if Boston was great or just the Canucks were really off their game that night. And sure enough, they laid an egg against Washington, and they were better last night against Tampa, but they lost at home to the Lightning in a shootout, and the Lightning haven't been very good on the road this season. So I think there's some cracks in the armor, and you got to wonder with all the wins last year and all the playoff runs this team has made, you wonder if they've got enough gas in the tank here to, outlast Florida in the division. And I love the way the Panthers are playing. The Panthers, after another road win tonight in Pittsburgh, have the second best road record in the NHL. Only Vancouver's won more road games in the NHL than the Florida Panthers this season. I think Florida can overtake Boston.
It's a compelling argument he makes, Cam, as far as the value at plus 145, only being 2 points back.
I'm going to be with Babano. Like, Boston's one of those things. I know Kurt says they're going to hold on, but Ian's right. Like, I think Florida's a better team. I think Boston has better goaltending. But after a while, even they can't, hang on all the time. Like, Swayman's an absolute stud, but that's the whole thing. I look at Florida up and down. They're a great hockey team. Guys, I found one for you, and this is shocking. You could bet 2 teams in the Central. The Stars are leading right now. On my book, the Colorado Avalanche are 2 points down. They played one more game, and they're getting plus 240, or you could take the Winnipeg Jets at plus 200, who are lingering too. I think that's a great number to catch the Dallas Stars, even though Dallas is good, Gabe. That's insane. You're going to give Winnipeg and Colorado, can bet both, because I don't think that Stars are going to hang on to win. I think one of those other 2 teams will.
I agree with the Camster. I think there's value in Colorado. I think that's good price for them. Win or lose.
Another similar situation where they're only 2 points back. We should note they played one more game. But whatever, there's a lot of hockey left. They're 54 and 53 out of an 82-game schedule. And there is all plus money in that division. Dallas Stars are plus 160. The Jets are plus 180. The Colorado Avalanche are plus 200 right now. Cam's got an anti-Colorado book at plus 240. I'm seeing plus 200. But Banno, who do you think? Is it? Yeah, FanDuel Ontario has some weird hockey.
They really. I'm telling you, it is like going into a store and every day there's something new. I can't believe that.
It's a good underdog book for hockey.
You got it. Yes, everything underdog is great there. That's a great point.
Different books are good. FanDuel's good hockey. FanDuel's been good for hockey. It's not one of their priorities. I don't know. They have good hockey numbers. You know what I mean? They just do. They got better juice. They add half goals. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you,
there's value. If you're a hockey bettor, you should have an account of FanDuel. I just say that. I'll recommend that.
I put a parlay together which won, and I did the exact same one on 2 books. The one on FanDuel paid $47 more. Exactly the same stuff.
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they don't, like I said, they don't like softer. It's a softer hockey market. Like there's some
games. There are some games the draw prices are plus 350 elsewhere. I can get plus 400.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So you know why, I'll just name a name. Like a book like Bet365 is a good example. They have a lot of hockey bettors. Right? Like there's a ton of people that bet hockey at that site. They have, so they're stingy with their numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like FanDuel will have, let's say the Leafs will be minus 140. Bet365 the Leafs will be minus 160 because they know Visine, Vince, and everyone are betting on the Leafs. Like they know. Like
they have his information. And the Niners lost the Super Bowl, so he's probably betting harder.
Yeah, but there's other books too. There's other ones too that like it's the same type of thing. FanDuel, their market is not hockey, so they're not going to sleep at night getting mad at the trader. Someone beat us on a bad Penguin line last night. They don't care, right? Yep. They're more worried about the Duke game, right? They just you know what I mean? So Cam, you're saying who? The Jets or the Avalanche?
I'll go with Colorado, but the Jets, I still think at 2-1 is a very nice price. Dallas, they're barely ahead of both of those teams. So I'll take Colorado, but know what, Gabe? Say $100 bet. I'd put 60 on Colorado and 40 on the Jets, and I got both teams at good plus money. That's what I would do.
Babano, I'm going to say the Dallas Stars win the division. And I don't think it's a bad price at plus 160. It's not like Boston at minus 160. It's plus 160. Who do you have winning the division?
I'm going to stick with Colorado for the value, but I think Dallas could easily win that division simply because Jake Ottinger's playing his best hockey right now. He was outstanding in the win against Carolina. He was outstanding against Buffalo out of the break where they were outplayed badly and they won the game because of Ottinger and 48 saves. He's on his game. They've got as deep an offensive team, Dallas, as I think they've had in years. They can get scoring from all 4 lines. Thomas Harley has stepped up to be a bona fide second defenseman to help out Miro Heiskanen this year on that blue line. They're a very, very good hockey team, and they're starting to play their best right now.
Gabe, if you like Dallas, you're getting 160. My other dogs are jacked. It's plus 120 on my book. That's a big difference. 40 cents? That's
Hold
nuts.
on, the Dallas Stars, so really, plus 120. Yeah, I'm looking right now. I got it in front of me. Dallas Stars plus 160.
Unbelievable. See, so what my book has done has jacked the Jets and the Avalanche.
You have to have multiple books. If you're not serious about betting futures, if you don't have multiple books,
no,
that's
true.
simple.
No, because you're right. Yeah. But it's funny though. Yeah. So the FanDuel respects the Dallas Stars. Then they're like, no, we're not getting crushed on the Stars here. Mm-hmm. All right. So I like it at plus 160. They got a lead and it's plus money. I think the Jets will fade a little bit or just stumble, not fade, but stumble a little bit. New York Rangers are minus 115, Babano. Carolina Hurricanes are plus 105 in the Metro. So as far as the standings are concerned, the Rangers have a 6-point lead. The Canes have a game in hand. Rangers have played 53 games. The Canes have played 52, 71-65 with points. Yet the Rangers only minus 115. The book is giving the Canes some respect here that the Canes are going to come back and win the division. Who do you got winning the division?
Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Yeah, exactly. Carolina plus 105. I think it's great value. They've got the guy that's been in net.
I got to stop this again. Gabe, the Rangers are minus 175. 170 minus 175.
That's the FanDuel Ontario line.
Oh, my God. What is going on in their boardroom right now? And Carolina is, let me take a look, sir.
There it is. Here's our number, minus 175. You're a Cam plus. Yeah, and I'm looking at minus 150. What do you see, Babano?
That's my numbers. Exactly.
I see a team that's finally got the goalie in net that should have been in net all season long, Pyotr Kochetkov. He's better than the old two stiffs, the old geezers of Anderson and Ronta. It's not even close. He is such a better goalie than those two guys. And now they're playing good defense. They're not very good, Cam. They're not. They're injury riddled. When they're in there, they're not.
Ranta, Anderson is better at Ranta. I will say this about Ranta. He could be one of the worst goaltenders. Like he gets on a heater and then he sucks. There's nobody more inconsistent than Antti Ranta. He can let in 9 goals in a night. That's what he is.
So Kochekov's in there. They've got the D. They're getting healthier up front. Bunting is starting to play well for Carolina, really well.
Love Bunting.
And, of course, Svechnikov, Aho, Teravainen. They're getting depth contributions from Nason and some other guys up front on this team as well. Seth Jarvis. I mean, I'm just very impressed. They've got depth. The D is excellent. And now the goaltending is starting to step up. So I think there's a chance they could bypass the Rangers and win that.
I think they can win the Cup.
Value with the Rangers at -115, though. The Rangers really going to fade here. Man, the Clippers have come back. It's 116, 115 for the Clippers right now.
You bring up a good point, and let's remember this. Shesterkin has played probably the worst half of hockey in his life, and they're still winning games. What's going to happen when he gets on a heater? Like, he hasn't been great this year. He's been pretty sloppy.
And you talked about it's hard to gain ground in the NHL when you get a point for losing.
Yep.
Right, in overtime. So the Rangers have that 6-point cushion, but the Canes do have the game in hand. And we talked about the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks are -200 to win the Pacific. They got a 10-point lead in the division. The Oilers are 15 points back, but they got 4 games in hand. So even if they swept the 4, they'd still be 7 points back. This is SportsRage.
Over $200 million in the state of New York in sports betting, half of that going to the state. All thumbs up, I guess, across the board here, right?
Yeah, New York just continues to be the standard bearer for the industry. People are betting a ton on NFL. We've still got March Madness coming up. This is really the prime time for the U.S. sports calendar with the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl, and then, college basketball, NBA, NHL in full swing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
You a hat guy? Oh, I've got hats. I've got a jillion hats. I hear I don't have as many hats as you, but I don't.
You don't. I have a hat bag.
He has a hat bag.
I have a hat bag. I carry this
that's
around.
That's not a purse or man bag. It's a hat
ridiculous.
bag.
This is it. Look,
I love it.
I got to go everywhere.
And by the way, the whole Randy Moss receiver versus Randy Moss TV guy, the mistaken identity and all that. How can you confuse us, right? He's got hair. He's got hair, and I don't.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Scoring 19.7 points per game, 13.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. How can a center that is top 50 in scoring, first in rebounding, 7th in assists, and 8th in field goal percentage not make the All-Star team? That is such a huge snub for Domantas Sabonis.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
That's been to a sporting event. The atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Man, the Clippers aren't playing around. They've stormed back and taken the lead. 124 to 120. There's 55 seconds left in this game. I pulled the trigger on an in-game over 247.5 as well. Let's see if we can get there. We should actually be able to get there with 48.3 seconds left. We have UNLV and Fresno in action right now. Close game. Fresno tied with UNLV. UNLV actually just scored, so it's 55-53 right now. And just quickly on this one, looking at the total, they just locked it right now for a second. They'll unlock it. There's 8.5 minutes left. The total right now, I got over 138 in this game, but the in-game total right now is 145.5. And I think it's going to get there. I think there's going to be a lot of points down the stretch here in the 8.5 minutes. Looking at the foul situation, both teams are already into the bonus. So in other words, every time there's a foul for the next 9 minutes of this game, they're going to the free throw line. Either team. That's the gambler's paradise when you're looking to bet an in-game over. That's what you're looking for. Foul situation and enough time to get to the line. 55-53. This game will get into the 70s. They just unlocked it. I'm going to jump in on this. UNLV are on the free throw line right now, guys. I'm going to jump in on it. Over 146.5 right now. Let's rock and roll. We'll take a look at the overnight card tomorrow. We'll see what Bano likes, college basketball, NHL hockey. But Cam, let's find out what's in Cam Stewart's bag for the Genesis Invitational. Let's rock. What do you got, Cam, for us?
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Carver for hitting Nick the Dentist Taylor at 90-1 first-round leader. That really helps things. And live 18-1. As I said before, that if people didn't watch that golf, this guy did not hit a fairway. It was probably the best scrambling I've seen dating back to the likes of Tiger Woods in his prime. Nick Taylor is a special golfer. Canadian golf, Gabe. This guy's unbelievable. Like, he just doesn't get rattled. He's the same guy. No, people don't understand what he did, Gabe. He got up and down from behind trees, side hill lies, bunkers. He just walks up, same face every time. Him and his caddy, just no worries. He has a great attitude. But let's talk this week about the Genesis. Love this tournament. A lot of California guys. Let's roll. But I'm going to take a Swede who went to Texas Tech. You're going to give me Ludwig Aberg at 20-1. I'm in, because you know what? This guy's one of the best players in the world. Imagine going to a Ryder Cup before everything he's done. He stepped on the scene, win, top 10, 5-5. He's already a world-class player, and he just got there. Colin Moore, Gabe, me and Brady Cannon, we're in together on this one. Morikawa, he's a guy, California kid, 22, played this course many times. He's come second. He's come sixth. He's all like a runner-up. He always plays well here. And let me tell you, if he has a putting week where he doesn't lose strokes putting, if he's average, he has a great chance to win this golf tournament. Adam Scott is one of the best ball strikers in the world, and he's had a really nice resurgence. 35-1. I know Brady likes him too, so we have some of the same picks. He had Tagala. I got a bet boost to 40, but I'm also going to take Gabe. Remember, what was our old recipe for the Masters dinner? Celery sticks, water, and oxygen. That's from Will Zalatoris. He's back on the scene at 50-1. This guy put on a few pounds, buddy. He murders the ball. Love him this week because he's under the radar because he was hurt. Didn't play for a year. Eric Cole is my guilty pleasure. Always performs. I need a win. And know what, Gabe? We had a Canadian last week and Nick Taylor. How about Svensson this week? I know a lot of people, Corey Connors for top 20s and 30s. Adam Svensson plays really well at this event, and he's 150-1. Guys, I'm not screwing around. Top 10s and 20s. We have a great top 10 market here, all plus money, and I think the big boys are going to show up. So we're going to take a shot. Rory McIlroy. This guy can have his D game and win this tournament, and I don't want to bet him at 8-1. I'll take him top 10 plus 110. Max Homa, Gabe, your guy, defending champion, eats this course up. I didn't like the odds, but I definitely going to have him at plus 175 for a top 10. We'll see what happens on the weekend. Patrick Cantlay, another guy. All he does is make money and show up on page 1 of the leaderboard. And Aberg, plus 180. Let's go to the top 20s, guys. And we have a few similar people to Brady Cannon this week. I know a lot of underdogs have been winning this tournament, but I'm going to take Will Zalatoris in the top 20 market, Gabe. Great price. Plus 130 for Will Zalatoris. Mr. Burns. Plus 230. Sam Burns? Brady told you, Gabe. 5th, top 10, 3rd. This guy, all he is, he is so close to winning a golf tournament. I will definitely take plus. That price is insane. I hope it's almost too good to be true. And I'm going to take Adam Scott for a top 20 even. My top 30s, I got a couple for you. Svensson, the Canadian, plus 130, plays really, really well here. He has exactly the type of game you need. Let's hope he can get that putter rolling. And Gabe, I went back to in the old days. Remember the man who thought I was trying to steal from him at the Canadian Open and got scared when I looked at his money clip that was bigger than my head? Matt Kuchar. Cooch at plus 140 for a top 30. And I loved your bet earlier with Patrick Rogers. I'm going to add him to my top 30 repertoire as well. Should be a lot of fun this week, guys. I think it's going to be a great golf tournament, and I'd be shocked if a guy over like 100-1 won this tournament. I think we're going to have a popular player win this week.
Man, it's insane, though, that we keep having these long shots win all the time.
Yeah.
One player I wanted to throw out there, get your take on it, and Babano, I don't know if you got any golf picks for us. So let me. There's a couple of frustrated guys coming in here. Scotty Scheffler is getting angry. He actually talked about it. It pisses him off that he doesn't win tournaments. Like, he takes it like personal.
Yeah.
So you get him plus 650. Rory's 11-1. Justin Thomas 16-1. Xander Schauffele 16-1. Cam talked about Morikawa 16-1. I'm sort of intrigued by Victor Hovland. Took the week off last week. I don't know if he's just quite ready yet. You talked to us. You go Cantlay 18-1. Homa's 20-1. Burns. But a guy that I'm looking at here, and he's also a good first-round leader all the time, Tony Finau, 30-1, though, to win the tournament. I like Tony Finau. That's going to be my one guy here to catch. Jumps off the screen at me. Tony Finau.
I almost bet him. All he's doing, know what the problem with Finau, Gabe? And he's gonna win. He's just a little bit looser this year. You know, he's had a lot of success, the big family. He just seems to be just a little bit off. But Tony Finau, when he has it all together, he can win anywhere, anytime. He hits it a mile. His iron game's usually good. And the thing is, he said he's been very frustrated with his putter. Maybe he can figure it out. That's one of these things. Once guys at this level figure out their putting, they're unstoppable. Gabe, listen to these props that I found under the specials market. Justin Thomas and Max Homa, top 20 finish, plus 145. Love it. Any two, Morikawa, Aberg, Spieth, the finished in the top 5, 8-1. This one's insane. I know it's tough, but I'm betting it. It's 100-1. Morikawa, Aberg, and Spieth, top 5. It's worth a sprinkle. And this one at 17-1 could be the best. Thomas, Homa, Cantlay, all top 10, 17-1. That one I will be playing. I love that bet.
Cam Stewart's golf picks for the Genesis Invitational. Looking at some of the odds boosts that are out there, Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, top 5 finish, both of them, plus 766. That's tough to have two guys finish in the top 5.
It is.
All right, top 10 finish. Rory, Victor Hovland, and Aberg, 14-1. Tommy Fleetwood to win, boosted up to 28-1. Tiger Woods, top 20, plus 300.
Need more.
Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Matt Fitzpatrick, top 20, plus 462. That sounds more reasonable.
That sounds very juicy.
Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Matthew Fitzpatrick. So you like Fitzpatrick, too. A lot of people like Spieth this week. Then you got JT. It's not too bad. Plus 462. Top 20, Babano. And there's only 70 players in the field, Babano. You have any golf picks for us?
Yeah, I just found them. We got them here. There's a lot more favorites this week.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot more favorites this week for my golf guy. Aberg is on the card, 22. Sam Burr on the card, 25. Cam Young, 40-1. Let's see, Matsuyama, 80-1. Siwoo Kim, 65-1. And 4 longer shots here. Cam Davis, 100-1. Here's a familiar name. Cam knows this guy well. My golf guy likes Christian Bezouten out here, 140-1 here at this event. And then a couple longer shots as well. Patrick Rogers, 150-1, and Brendan Todd at 200-1 here.
Oh, the Todd father. Interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I like that long shot with Todd. I think I'm going to take a shot with him for the top 30s. That's as high as it goes for the top 30. And we threw out Patrick Rogers earlier as a long shot that's worth a look. Brendan Todd, Cam, seems to be a trendy long shot pick.
Brendan Todd is probably the most consistent golfer on tour. He doesn't do many things wrong. And what is his weakness? Distance. He hits it nowhere. But at this course, it's 7,300 yards, and
He ranked 7th in driving accuracy this year.
Bingo. That's the
Which
thing.
helps
On
here,
this
yeah.
course, you need accuracy. All these other guys, sure, you can hit it a mile, but if you're under a tree, you're done. That's the whole thing. The thing about Todd, great putter, doesn't hit it anywhere. But as I said, Morency, this course is averaging like 300-400 yards smaller than like some of the big tracks on tour. Small ball hitters, like Babano's right, like about Bazout and Hout and all those guys. Those are the guys you look at as a long shot. Svensson. Guys, they might not have to murder it, but they keep it straight. And that's very, very important here this week.
Brendan Todd, you're getting plus 150 for top 30.
It's a good pick. Brendan Todd, I bet him all the time. He's good.
My golf guy says in his write-up he should be closer to 100 to 1 for.
He should be
odds,
closer to. Actually, you know what? He should be closer to 80. That number's way off.
Yeah,
way off.
And then we got Tiger Woods, of course. Your thoughts on Tiger Woods, Cam? Your final thoughts on Tiger?
I think Tiger Woods, he's going to have a round where the crowd gets behind him. If things go well, it could get dangerous. But I'm going to tell you, as the tournament progresses, I just don't know he's played enough competitive golf. I'd look for him early and fade him late, and we'll see what happens. This guy's got metal holding up a lot of things in his body. He knows his course inside out. But Gabe, Brady brought up the best point. This is not a course for Tiger
top 30.
Woods.
Let me just throw it out there. So that's what it pays. Top 30 is plus 115.
He hasn't won
about
here.
him winning,
Yeah. You can do top 30, but this guy, it's weird.
Top 20 is plus 300, but that's tough to make top 20. It's a tough field.
I agree. Yeah, I'd rather deal with the lesser money and try to go for a bet that could hit. So I would.
I don't know. Like Babano said, though, he's hard to trust for 4 days, Babano. He might play well for 1 or 2 days, but then his back kicks in or his knee hurts or, you know what I mean? It's tough.
And when the roof caves in on Tiger the last year or two, it really caves in his rounds.
Let's just say this, Gabe. I've been scouring the area to find like a Brendan Todd versus Tiger. Like I'm going to look at all these like long shot guys that we like. If any of them are matched up against Tiger Woods,
in matchups. It's like the books know they're going to lose.
I have one book that has like crazy stuff, and I'm going to absolutely like hammer these long shots against Tiger. That's exactly any matchup I can. I know that's probably could be a bad decision, but he hasn't played a lot of golf.
It's 62-60 right now for UNLV over Fresno State. There's 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. I jumped in on the over 145.5, and it sucks because it's 140.5 right now. But UNLV are about to go to the free throw line, and this is where the fouls will really pick up late in the game, actually, in the last couple of minutes. So 62-60, we're at the 4-minute mark, a little bit under in this game. We're coming up against the break. Babano, take a look at the NHL card during our commercial break and share a game that you like for tomorrow. You do the same, Cam. Maple Leafs are minus 165 against the Philadelphia Flyers. Edmonton Oilers minus 200 favorites on the road in St. Louis. The Blues are plus 165. The Canucks host the Detroit Red Wings. Vancouver Canucks are minus 185. The Red Wings are plus 155. San Jose Sharks are in Calgary. The Flames are minus 380 favorites. Flames hadn't played the Flames are playing a Sharks team that hadn't played a hockey game in 15 days. Lost 1-0 tonight in their first game back.
Over $200 million in the state of New York in sports betting, half of that going to the state. All thumbs up, I guess, across the board here, right?
Yeah, New York just continues to be the standard bearer for the industry. People are betting a ton on NFL. We've still got March Madness coming up. This is really the prime time for the U.S. sports calendar with the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl, and then, college basketball, NBA, NHL in full swing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
You a hat guy? Oh, I've got hats. I've got a jillion hats. I hear I don't have as many hats as you, but I don't.
You don't. I have a hat bag.
He has a
hat bag. I have a hat bag. I carry this
that's
around.
That's not a purse or man bag.
This
it's
is
a hat
ridiculous.
bag.
This is it. Look,
I love it.
I got to go everywhere.
And by the way, the whole Randy Moss receiver versus Randy Moss TV guy, the mistaken identity and all that. How can you confuse us, right? He's got hair. He's got hair, and I don't.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Scoring 19.7 points per game, 13.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. How can a center that is top 50 in scoring, first in rebounding, 7th in assists, and 8th in field goal percentage not make the All-Star team? That is such a huge snub for Domantas Sabonis.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
That's been to a sporting event. The atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
(64-62) UNLV right now over Fresno State. A little under 3 minutes remaining in this game. I could use overtime. We are on Fresno plus the points, but our totals could be going down in flames right now. So, Cam, you gave us your golf picks. Babano, what do you got tomorrow night in the National Hockey League? Make it quick because I got a couple of picks to share, and so does Cam. What do you got for us in the NHL, Babano?
Okay, let's stick with the main ones. I like over in Anaheim, Ottawa. I think Colorado, even though it's been a long road trip for them, I like what I saw from them against Washington. I think they can beat Tampa Bay. That game I would lean over the total as well. But my number one side for the card tomorrow, I like Dallas. The price is cheap. They're playing well. They're minus 125 at Nashville. Nashville's struggling. Oh, and it's mom's trip for the Dallas Stars. The moms are coming along to Music City to watch their sons in action. So that's always going to get a good effort from the team. I think it's a cheap price there with Dallas.
Cam, what do you like tomorrow?
Same game parlay. Ottawa to win over 6.5 plus 162. First round leaders, Rory McIlroy 20, Hostler 55, Patrick Rogers 75, Kuchar 90, Hughes 110. What do you got, Morency?
I don't want to pick on the Buffalo Sabres, especially coming off their nice 7-0 win.
It's dangerous.
We were just talking. Yeah, that's what the Sabres do, Kev. One game they'll look great, and now you got the Panthers rolling in here, Babano. I like the Panthers, guys.
Yeah, you should have seen Buffalo Sports. Like, the Sabres, what a win over the Kings. Then tomorrow night, wow, those Panthers just, didn't see that one coming. They beat us 7-2. It's like right
I say
after
4-3, close game, 4-3 Panthers tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be a very close game. I agree with you. Maybe the over too. I agree. I think there could be goals.
Thanks to all of our guests here this evening. Follow me on Twitter X at SportsRage. We'll be kicking tomorrow night with a Thursday night throwdown. NBA All-Star Weekend. I wanted to get to the point spreads and get you caught up to date with the festivities and the events. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the Ionescu versus Steph Curry showdown. Other than that, you're on your own later.
The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.